In this video, I'll be applying the challenger thought process that I teach in my other videos. I've had a lot of comments asking for a lower elo gameplay and saying that challenger thought process doesn't work in their elo. In addition to that, I have completely handicapped myself by being half health and flashless on my first camp spawn. Anyway, here you can see I'm starting on my red buff, and this is because I want to go towards my bottom lane. They are my strong side this game. They will have priority based off of their matchup, so I'm moving there to ensure that they can play aggressive and so I can secure my first crab. If you look at the map here, you can see Yasuo is showing in top lane and the enemy bot lane is not showing up. This is telling us Lee Sin is starting on his red buff, and this is very important to track every single game because this will dictate your decisions and your pathing to a large extent. Because we know Lee Sin is pathing towards top lane, I'm okay to go for a full clear here. If instead he started on top side and he was coming down towards my bottom lane, I would do a red Raptors Gromp clear so I could hit level 3 and then look to counter gank my bottom lane. But in this case, Lee Sin did start bot side, so I'm just going for a standard full clear into my Gromp and keeping an eye out for any potential counter ganks or dives in mid and bottom lane. Here I'm looking at the bottom lane and I'm getting hard baited by Ezreal's health bar. Here I am really forcing because there aren't enough minions for us to actually dive this, and they could definitely outplay this dive with Nautilus Hook and Ezreal E. They aren't low enough and we don't have any minions, so this is just a completely forced play, and what I should have done instead is just recalled back to my top camps. Or even better, caught the mid lane wave. Funny enough, because of my troll pressure, my bot lane does actually manage to pick up the Ezreal. Anyway, I've recalled because my health was really low, and here I'm walking back to my Krugs. I'm just restarting a full clear, and I'm on the lookout for ganks that are available. Here you can see, walking to my camp, I notice this Yasuo is pushing a Kalian really hard, and he hasn't recalled yet, and I have a pickaxe, but as soon as he walks away, I just go back to my full clear because there's no point in wasting time there. At this stage, I'm going to be thinking that Lee Sin's on the bottom side of the map because if I've returned to the top side after my clear and recall, then he should be back to where he started originally as well. And sure enough, you can see he did pop up on the map, and that confirms for us that he's going back towards top side again. Here we can see Veigar is pushing in his middle lane, trying to get the wave in, and Singed is coming into lane here. I'm just one-shotting this camp because I have my second smite up, and I'm going to move straight away towards mid lane to gank Veigar. He's an immobile mage. I could dash on him and Singed could flip him over and even slow him, and that looks like a quite high percentage chance gank to me, so I'm going to look for it here. It's a lot more valuable than going for my wolves. You can see he does put down his cage, so I'm just waiting patiently. So we did burn his flash there, and that's going to be in my mind from now on. I need to look for Veigar when he's pushing up again like this. Looking at my bottom lane, you can see big wave crashing in. There's no real gank there because we'll be fighting against minions, and that wave is way more valuable than a fight right now, so I just continue with my full clear. I also need to be careful of my bottom side jungle because Nautilus and Ezreal are missing, especially with this scrying orb being popped. It kind of signals to me that they could be looking to invade me with Lee Sin, but Lee Sin did show up mid, so there's no real threat for me here anymore, especially with Nautilus and Ezreal showing up back into lane. There's nothing really going on right now, and looking at bot lane, it doesn't look very gankable, same with mid lane. So instead of recalling when I have so little gold, I'm making the decision to just walk through mid here to get into the top crab here. Like, all I'm looking for here is just make sure my Singed has priority and my top lane has priority, so that crab is going to be mine. And this is really good by me because it ensures that my mid and top can continue playing aggressively. You can see Lee Sin does show up for a gank on the bottom lane, which is unexpected for me, and this is signaling to me straight away I need to make my own play. I need to look for top lane if Yasuo's pushing up hard. You can see in the middle of the lane, that's definitely gankable with Akali 6 and my knockup. I just hit 6 as well, so here we go, we're looking for it. I was pinging, she all-in'd him, he flashes away, she's looking for the combo. I see super low on health, W flash, pick up that kill. I'm just going to help him, I'm just going to help my Akali push the wave in here. I'm not taking the minions, I just want the XP, because all I'm doing here is just crashing the wave so she can get a good recall and come back to a wave that slow pushes to her. So we just made a nice play here, and I've got a decent amount of gold to spend. So I'm just going to go back straight to base and then return to whichever side of the map needs me. And that's because I have camps spawning on both sides, so I have options available to myself. And here I'm going back to my top lane because there's nobody to hover or gank in the bottom side, and I've got most of my camps available in the top lane. Now this is going to be really important. You can see I'm pressing tab to see what are my items and what are Yasuo's items. Based on how he's pushing this wave in, I'm assuming that he's going to start hitting the tower, and because of that I'm walking in here to just go give this guy a gank, hit him down to half HP with one combo and walk away. And this is just essentially won my Akali's lane. Done deal. Even if we traded health bar for health bar, 50% for 50% there, I just walk back into my jungle and heal up and continue my clear anyway. So this is just a complete smurf move. I could have done my Gromp here after blue buff, but it doesn't make any sense when the crab is up and there's a wave mid lane being pushed in by Veigar that I could look to catch. And I could even look to 1v1 him because I am quite strong at this point. I've been farming very well. I'm 1-0. I've got my Iron Spike and a longsword. You can see Akali's walking down. We've pinged it out. We're looking for this play. Just waiting out the cage. Here, there's the W, waiting for the dash. Boom. And this Veigar is just dead. I'm walking down to bottom lane here because I know that my bot lane's been fighting and there are 2 free kills waiting for me to just go and pick up. As you can see, this is just 2 extremely free kills to pick up because they're super low and they're trying their best to get the wave in after they just won 2v2. Starting this dragon here is actually a really big mistake because my Karma and Singed are both basing. My Jhin is dealing with a wave that is pushing towards his tower, and the enemy bot lane is going to be returning here soon. Veigar is on his way. You can see Lee Sin's not afraid of contesting here, and overall I'm just making a really big troll play. I realized this, I'm like, I'm screwed. I just got to get in here, do what I can, see if we can maybe turn it around. Like, so this was just really bad from me. It did work out because the fight just went on for so long and Akali did teleport. So that's my top gank basically paying dividends. Once again, I'm on my way to top side because there's nothing to be doing in the bottom side. Here you can see Yasuo's pushing the tower and I'm looking at my items. I can clearly see I have more items than this guy. I can just go 1v1 him. I don't even have to wait for Akali. So I go in here, he's a tower shot, and he's just going to get absolutely blasted by me. So you want to pick up on these patterns of players who just over push, they're behind, and you can just keep 1v1ing them and just look for those over and over. So because of that, I'm going to have pressure in my top lane, and I do start up the Herald here so we can look for bonus gold for breaking a tower before 14 minutes. This Herald is going to go for top lane because this is my strongest lane at the moment, and it's the closest lane for me to go pick up that tower. Lee Sin does flash away here and I don't bother chasing it because he's not really worth anything to me right now. And I'm so ahead here, I'm just going to go force the 2v2, and of course my internet died and I disconnected. So that could have been a free kill right there. It didn't happen, so just going to help get this wave in. And I'm off to base so I can get back to bottom side because that's where all the action is going on in the map. The way that jungle works is that essentially you just want to be as efficient as possible in your clearing, in your pathing, in your decision of gank versus clear. And then when you eventually manage to find a lead because of the enemy's mistakes, maybe you found a few good ganks, you just want to go start brawling with your strong players. Or in this case, I am the strong player, so I can just make a fight happen anywhere and we should win it. I'm seeing that Veigar is pushing mid lane in here, so instead of going back to my own jungle, I'm looking to wrap around with Akali to see if we can make a pick on him. As soon as he backs off into Fog of War, I just look for Lee Sin's Raptors here instead, because there's no reason to be forcing in mid lane when there's nothing to be looking for there. I'm seeing a fight breaking out on the bottom side, and I know that Lee Sin is around here, so instead of going back to my camps, I'm looking for a counter gank here. You can see I'm coming in. There's the Nautilus. Boom, he's gone. Lee Sin comes in, greedy guy. There's the knockup, he just gets popped, and we're looking for the Ezreal here, but there's definitely no way we're finding him, so just gonna get this wave in, force him off the tower, maybe dive him. I'm just so strong that I can just do anything to anyone at this stage. Here's Akali as well. So this is going to be our tower, or it's going to be a kill at least. I'm just looking for an assist here because I'm greedy. So I dash onto the minion to look for W, but you can see Akali, the one that I won the lane for in top lane, is paying dividends. She's popping off, she's showing up where she needs to show up. And this is all through the power of pinging, having good map awareness, knowing when to gank instead of farm, being efficient with my clear, establishing vision control, and so on. You might be looking at this base and wondering what the heck is this guy doing, but you can see my Jhin is going back to base. Ocean Dragon just spawned, so I'm recalling with him to buy up and group up for that Ocean Dragon. We're ahead, we just want to group over objectives, fight, and just shove our lead down the enemy's throats. Camp their jungle, create lane priority, with lane priority create vision, look for picks, and so on. So there's the fight we're looking for, and of course we're going to win this because we're ahead. All you have to do at this stage is just show up, be present, and fight. My whole team aside from Singed is grouped mid, so I'm just going to show up just to be here in case a fight breaks out. And to make use of their priority to look for an invade like this on Lee Sin's Raptors. I'm trying to get ahead, I'm not trying to AFK farm my own camps because that's not putting me ahead. So you can see here, I steal his Raptors and I'm just around here to make sure that no play happens on my Jhin and Karma. I'm just camping them, keeping them safe. My Kali's fighting a 1v2 in the bot lane. I can see her health bar is very low, so I'm on my way here to just clean up and hopefully try save her here if it's possible, if she can somehow survive this. Really doubt it. There you go. So I'm just going to show up here, clean up, get the wave in, deny the enemy minions, get them back to base, just make it so they can't play the game. As you can see, I'm not farming my camps at all. I'm just showing up to wherever a fight could break out, and I'm pushing these waves in, so somebody has to pick it up from the enemy team. And when someone picks it up from the enemy team, this opens up walking into their jungle with my support, with my mid lane or my top lane or whoever, and that allows that vision control that just lets us have free reign over the game like this to walk around, start fights, steal camps, and make it so the enemy can't walk up at all. As well, just keep in mind when I say always look for a fight, I don't mean look for 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3 kind of plays. I'm looking for it's a 4v4, we're really ahead of the enemy team, this is in our favor, or this is a 2v1, this is a 3v2. You always want to be looking for advantageous fights because otherwise you're just coin flipping the game. So here we can see pinging, I want to get in here, I'm on the flank. My Akali does TP, the one that I've been feeding this whole game. And here I am, walking in, I can just jump into everyone, ulti away, nobody will hit me. And because I'm so strong, I'm just going to essentially one-shot everybody with Akali, we're just going to do work. And whenever you do win a fight, you always want to be looking for what's next. The whole enemy team is dead, we can Baron, we can Dragon, or I can walk into the enemy's jungle here because they're all dead, I know I'm safe, and see if they have any camps in here that I can steal away. This is how you build a lead, how you get the advantage to try close a game out. I'm ridiculously fed at this stage, my whole team is ahead. You just want to group up and siege. Just group up, the enemy can't do anything to you. Group up and make the enemy suffocate. Take their camps with lane priority. Akali, you can see she's so strong, she's winning these 1v2 fights. Essentially just group up and make the enemy suffocate. You don't have to take any big risks. You can see this whole game I've been playing mostly safe aside from the one forced dive at level 3. Know when it's time to back off. Know when you've put enough pressure onto them that you can't really put any more onto them, and it's time to back off, base, spend gold, and regroup. So like you can see, we're just absolutely suffocating the enemy team here, and here I am making a mistake. My team isn't around me this time. Luckily, I do have my GA in case anything goes wrong. You can see it is going wrong because everyone is on me and my team's not around to help me because I'm out of position. But because we are so far ahead, it does work out because my team does catch up in the end. So just like that, that's Challenger thought process, stomping a gold game. This was very surface level, so like if you'd like me to go more in depth and teach it a bit more, do let me know, or otherwise just go watch the other videos where it's explained a bit more in depth. I tried to keep this a bit more surface level and more digestible. But yeah, you can see absolute stomp against the enemy team here. 11, 1, 13.